Let DART do the driving. DART First State provides transportation that is clean, safe, reliable, and affordable. Plan your trip and get real-time bus information with the free DART Transit app. Scan your phone to pay your fare with the free DART Pass app. So what are you waiting for? Try transit today. Visit dartfirststate.com or call 1-800-652-DART.
Good morning, Wilmington. I'm your host, Ivan Thomas, with my lovely co-host,
Vincenza. Good morning, Ivan. How are you?
I'm well, Vincenza. How are you? How's everything?
Going well. Everything's going well. I'm so excited to be back.
Oh, girl.
We had a little break.
Yes.
We just had a little break, but it was a much needed break, especially for me, because I was a little busy this past month.
I know, but first, before we get to that, girl, you killing that yellow.
Thank you.
Boom, boom. Hit him with the shoulders.
Yes. So for those of you who don't know, and I know many people do know this about me, I love the color yellow.
Yeah.
And when I need a boost of confidence, I put on my power color, which is yellow.
Nice.
And they say when you need a boost of confidence, or you're feeling a little bit down, or you just need a little boost, wear your power color.
Do you also stand like a superhero in the mirror and be like, yo, this is who I am, I'm her?
Yeah, I could, sure.
There you go.
Not all the time,
Okay.
but sometimes you need the reminder, so
Yeah,
thank you.
I hear you, I hear you. And speaking of her, and speaking of being powerful, you have a powerful family, and it was last weekend was what, National Sibling Day?
Sibling Day, no, yes, it was a day to honor our siblings. So I'm one of four. I have an older brother, Italo, a younger sister, Margherita, and a younger brother, Vincenzo. Shout out to all of them. So I'm very close to my family, so I love spending time with my siblings. But you are also one of four.
I'm one of 8.
Oh.
Teen. No.
Oh my goodness, he would.
I'm joking. I just like to see Vincenza break character while we do this.
He always does that
So
to me.
look for her breaking character every time we're on the show. No, I'm a one of four. A beautiful mother, Bernice, gave birth to some amazing kids. I have a sister named Joanne that lives in Philadelphia, my brother Tom here, and my sister Duana, and I'm the baby. And I'm taller than every freaking body. So I think I was the mailman's baby, but never mind. So I'm just messing. But no, my siblings.
But I'm sure spoiled with love.
You know what? No, I come from good genes. My parents definitely spoiled the heck out of me, but made sure that I, had a great education. Shout out to Ursuline Academy. A lot of people, when I tell them I went to Ursuline, they were like, "You went to Ursuline?" I'm like, "Yeah, went to Ursuline." So,
Okay.
But with that being said, it is Wednesday morning.
Yes, Wednesday morning, and we're already at the midway through the week.
Hump day, as they say.
I was mentioning before, it's so nice to be back. And for those of you who don't know, last week I crowned 2 new title holders.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm the executive director of Miss Delaware USA, Miss Delaware Teen USA, and we had the annual event.
And former Miss Delaware.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
Don't forget
former
that,
Miss
because
Delaware.
yes.
The Delaware USA. We won't say the year.
Because if you would have told me that 10 years ago that or if I was 10 years old growing up in the hood, right, that I would be hosting a morning show with Miss Delaware, I'd have said, nah. But,
well, it's an honor to be by your side.
Oh, same here.
It's an honor to be by your side, sir, because
oh, God, don't do it.
I have to. I have to. So I receive Out and About magazine at the restaurant. So I'm sure everybody knows, V&M Bistro, we receive the monthly subscription. And of course, on the cover, I mean, look at this. This man right here, a man on a mission. Great tagline, really. Congratulations on this cover. I mean, it truly is an honor to be by your side, working with your team and on Good Morning Wilmington here at DETV. But to grace the cover of Out and About magazine, it's truly inspirational. But but it's true, and it's deserving. It's deserving because all of your hard work is showing, and this is only the beginning, right? This is only the beginning. I mean, I love what it stands for. Just 200% positive, 100% of the time. That's why I'm on Good Morning Wilmington, and that's why I accepted this position beside you. So,
thank you.
Congrats to the team. So we all say it truly takes a village.
Around here, look, my team is freaking amazing. And again, thanks Vin for that. Out and About magazine, thank you for that. And team, but most of all the supporters. Like when I came up with the idea with DETV about 10 years ago, there were Wilmington, Delaware embraced it. They like, it's time for something different, something positive, and that's the impact that we're making, and we're just going to keep continuing making impacts within our state and within in the tri-state area, from kids programming to entertaining programming, but something that Delaware can be proud of. We have our own, and the idea back then and still today is I'm going to build our own PBS, our own WHYY in state for the state by people that live in the state. So with that being said. Let's talk about some of these amazing guests. Some of these capeless heroes that we got walking around amongst us.
Yes, we have Paul Herdman, the founder and president of Rodel Foundation, as well as some amazing title holders. We have Adrianna Demby, 2022 Universal Beauty, and Kaitlynn Stewart, 2022 World Miss Personality, along with their director, Denita Boss, the director of the TriPoint, Our Little Miss organization. So obviously, I'm very excited to speak with them.
That's all you, baby girl.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But we always have incredible guests on the show. And that's what I love most about Good Morning Wilmington, is that we're able to highlight all these amazing and influential leaders in our state, and that's what's truly makes Good Morning Wilmington unique.
We're going to have to change the name in a little bit to Good Morning Delaware, because we want to spread the love and share the love, because I'm telling you, there are some amazing people. Last episode we had the Finneys, right? We had Miss Heritos from Huckenbuck Farm, and Nora
Hutchinson from the Wall That Heals.
The Wall That Heals.
Yes, at Wilmington High School. So we're always having so many incredible people that walk through these doors on the plaza at Good Morning Wilmington that inspire us daily.
But guess who we got coming up on the 25th?
Who?
Did you watch the Super Bowl? The music director of the entire Super Bowl will be here, Adam Blackstone, on April 25th. And he did the Oscars. So he will be here at DETV.
That's impressive.
On the plaza at DETV Studios for Good Morning Wilmington.
Mark your calendar.
Mark your calendar. You don't want to miss that live show. That's going to be sick. It's going to be amazing. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with Mr. Rodel himself, Paul Herdman. Don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. All that good stuff.
DETV has been Delaware's premium provider of creative digital and broadcasting solutions that bridges communities and connects people. We create great stories for all audiences. We deliver independent news throughout Delaware. We are digital platform innovators. And we develop marketing and sales solutions so you can stay connected to your audience. Now, why do we do what we do here on DETV? We do it because we care. So, keep watching and follow us on all of our social media platforms. Remember, DETV, online, on air, on time.
The day I got arrested was a blessing, because it was the end of one chapter of my life, and it was the beginning of another. I deserved a clean slate.
Now that clean slate legislation has passed in Delaware, we must ensure that the bills are effectively implemented so qualified people will get the second chance they deserve. To learn more, visit cleanslatede.org.
Government doesn't make a move without an agenda, some type of plan. The problem is we haven't been on the agenda. Sometimes we're overlooked. Sometimes our interests aren't the interests of those in power. I'm your host, Kerwin Gaines, on DETV's new show, The Agenda. We're going to do our best to ensure that you, Delawareans, are knowledgeable about what's going on in the Assembly, federal government, local government, it doesn't matter. We're going to do our best to ensure that folks that make the agenda on a daily basis have to answer for it. Let them explain what they're doing. If it affects you, it's on the agenda.
Welcome back, everyone. Our next guest is Paul Herdman. He's the president of the Rodel Foundation. We're very excited to have him on the show. Welcome, Paul.
Welcome.
Yes. So tell our viewers a little bit about the Rodel Foundation.
Well, first of all, I got to say that I'm a fourth also. You guys mentioned that, yeah, so I think there's something happening today. I'm the youngest also.
Right, there we go.
And I think basically was spoiled. My older siblings basically said that my parents kind of gave up by the time I came around.
So you were the baby?
Yeah, I was the baby, yeah.
Oh, spoiled with love, you two.
Yeah.
I was not
Also
the baby.
Right.
Yeah. So Rodel is an organization that works to partner to transform public education in Delaware. And so we connect the dots between organizations that are doing work on the ground with state level policymakers like the governor and others to make large scale change happen.
Nice.
Excellent.
What are the key areas that Rodel focuses on?
We work on a range of things, starting with early childhood education. We are trying to dramatically improve that because what we see is that there's a number of folks, particularly women, who have been pushed out of the workforce because of COVID.
Right.
Because they have to be home. And so this has become a crisis. So that's one big area where we feel like we need to do dramatically better. But we also work all the way on the other end where kids are going from high school into college and career. We're seeing that the lines are starting to blur. There's a young person who I think you're going to talk to soon who's actually at a high school that's on the Delaware State campus. And you're seeing more of that, where you're seeing connections between high school, college, and work. And so kids are getting better prepared before they leave high school.
Yeah.
And we're trying to work on expanding that dramatically.
Has that been like since COVID, that shift that pivot that you made for women, has that been hard?
Yeah. No, I mean it's. I know you're 200% positive.
We got to talk about it.
Right. But this has been a tough couple of years. I mean, Vincenza and I were talking about it a little bit before this. It's been tough on kids. I've got 3 kids. It was hard on them. Yeah. I don't think so. Talking to my wife about that. But it's been hard. And, I work with a lot of educators. They're burned out. It's been challenging. But the early childhood piece has sort of blown up in this last couple of years. And so I think there's some good work underway. The governor has some money in his budget right now to move this forward. I think we need to make that permanent and expand it. That's an area that there's a lot of work yet to be done. But some good work has been done, but there's a ton more.
Yes.
Why is there a need for the foundation?
Because when you look at all of the money spent on public education, about a full third of our budget is spent on education, public education. And then you think of like a lot of the foundations that are out there, we represent less than 1% of the education dollars. And so what we try and do is use our 1% to change how the other 99% is spent, meaning that rather than working on a particular program, we work on changing public policy. So we're trying to we've worked over the last few years to create an education system where early childhood centers are evaluated based on quality, which has benefited over 10,000 low-income families. On the career pathways side, we have over 23,000 students. That's more than half the high school kids who are involved in this career pathways effort. There needs to be an intermediary, an organization in the middle like us that connects the dots between the folks who are doing the work on the ground and then the folks at the Department of Labor, Department of Ed, our business partners. So we serve that role of connecting the dots and also bring in national best practice, international best practice. So that's how we kind of work.
Yes.
It's the problems, we often say there are problems in the public school system.
Right.
What are some of the more things that you can add that Rodel is fixing, those solutions to those problems?
Well, I mean, you mentioned that Delaware is kind of on the map. On this career pathways effort, this was an effort that actually was started at Wilmington High School. One of your guests on Monday was involved in Wilmington, and Delaware Tech Community College. It was one program for 27 kids in a program called Advanced Manufacturing. And the idea was that they were going to get 3 things that most high school kids don't get. Up to 15 college credits before they leave high school. Huge college savings, obviously. Real work experience, because a lot of kids don't get that these days. And so in this case, they were working at Bloom Technology for a paid summer job.
Right.
And then they were getting a national certification that they could take any place in the country and get paid $40,000, $50,000 a year as a starting salary at 18. Those ideas really resonated. So today we've got 23,000 kids that are involved. Started 27 to 2015, 23,000 today. There's only 40,000 kids in all of the high schools in Delaware. So you got more than half the kids in high school are engaged, and by 2025 we'll have 80%. And that,
No. I'm just thinking a lot of people that are watching probably don't know what the Pathways program is.
Yeah.
Right. Because I know what it is. You know what it is. Can you explain in detail what it is? Because these kids are going from and you hear it a lot. I've been hearing it a lot that people are taking kids from like Kumba and they're creating a pathway to Delaware State University. So can you talk about that and how beneficial it is for our kids?
It's hugely beneficial. And frankly, everybody can get involved. Every business that's out there could have an internship or a meaningful summer job. We need thousands of employers. We have hundreds already. But what's different is that largely those 3 things I mentioned. So getting a leg up on college. We know right now that if you go into college and you drop out and you have a huge amount of debt, that's going to stick with you for the rest of your life.
Right.
So making a smart choice before you get in there. Getting a meaningful job experience is huge, because what we found, like when I was going through high school, there were kids my age who were delivering newspapers or cutting lawns. Those are done by adults now. Those kind of jobs are gone. And so what we're finding is that if you get a chance to actually work in a real life work experience, you're picking up those soft skills, those 21st century skills of just being able to talk to each other, work in teams. And those are the things that employers say they need. They can teach the technical stuff, but being able to work together in a team is something you have to learn on the job. And getting some of that before they leave high school is huge. And also finding out if, like, say you think you want to be a doctor, you spend some time at Christiana Care and you realize you don't really like the sight of blood. I mean, it's probably not the best career choice, right? And then finally, it's these certifications. One of the things that folks are finding is that while a huge percentage of folks are going to need some kind of education beyond high school, it doesn't necessarily have to be a bachelor's degree. Increasingly, you're seeing certifications. There's a program at McCain High School where kids can walk out with a certified nursing assistant, phlebotomy and EKG, all 3 before they leave high school. Any one of which could be a good starting salary. And what they're realizing is that they can earn and learn. So that they can, the way I talked to one young woman who went through the program at McCain, and she was wanting to go to medical school, but she wanted to work as a CNA, a certified nursing assistant, for a while, so she could kind of work her way through. It's maybe take her a little longer, but she's building experience and she's gonna be ready to go when she becomes a doctor.
See, these are, I mean, you said it so well, meaningful employment. I mean, that's something that's really, really needed and very, very important, that should be stressed more and more, especially today's day and age. And the fact that the development of those soft skills that are only learned through the interaction, in-person interaction. You can't develop those soft skills through a device.
No, I mean,
you cannot.
I know my 3 kids would sort of say that I overplay the fact that kids are on phones too much. But when I interact with young people, it's a jump, to be able to work in a work environment and feel comfortable and feel professional, and just even know how to get things done and also deal with things that don't go right. And so I feel like that meaningful work experience while you're still in high school is huge. And it could be a job shadow. It could be a really, work, like a summer job. But even if you had an intern here, like we had one at Rodel, we had a young person who worked in our communications department, and she was amazing. And she also was a benefit to us because she brought a perspective on social media that I certainly don't have.
We actually, where's my intern at? We had an intern, little Rebecca back there. We call her Aunt. And now she's a full-time employee here with us. And again, when she came in, she said she wanted to do with an audio engineer, right? You wanted to learn audio. She's in somewhere else, and I can see the importance of exposure, especially in the industries that that are now that weren't jobs when
Right.
we were growing up.
Yeah.
There
Right.
was no social media
Well,
job.
Did you know you were going to be in this job?
Not at all.
Right, right. I mean, you have to kind of get out and just play around in the water
Yes.
to
Yeah.
figure out where you're going to swim, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so I think, you know, I didn't have any idea this job existed the
Right.
way I'm in right now. So I think getting meaningful job experience is just huge.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things we're trying to get really hundreds of employers involved in.
Now, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, go ahead,
No,
go ahead.
I wanted to. I know we have so many. We always have so many questions. We're always fighting for the mic, right? Even though we already have our own mic. So, has Rodel seen any changes in the education system due to COVID-19?
Oh yeah, huge. I mean, I think it's one of the big things, and I mentioned this to you earlier, but you know, Vincenzo, the work you did on literacy back in high school is something that we see a huge need for now. I mean, because what you're realizing is that kids, in many cases, particularly Black and brown kids, low-income families, lost the better part of 2 years.
Yes.
And not only the academic period process, but also that social emotional piece, just the connection with other kids.
Yeah.
So there's a huge need for folks to get caught up. And so literacy programs, Reading Assist, Reading Aloud, Read Aloud Delaware, there's a range of different programs. A number of the high schools are partnering with the elementary schools. There's a huge need for that. And you know, I think the other thing is, if you have an educator in your family, I was a teacher for 7 years, give them a hug, because this has been a tough couple of years. I mean, I know I run, and one of the guys teaches at one of the schools downtown here, and he's like, I don't even get time for lunch nowadays. Like, basically, I work while I'm eating my lunch because we're short-staffed. We don't have subs, and it's hugely stressful on the ones who are still there. So
I'm with him 500%. When you see a teacher, give them a hug, because those 2 years just didn't hurt the students, and it hurt the teachers as well. And now everyone is playing catch up.
Right.
You know, when we created DETV Kids, one of the big parts about it was for us to have a trained psychologist on staff, so we can teach that social emotional part, because that, you imagine every day is not there anymore for kids to socialize with one another, which is huge. So later on in life, they now become numb to being in the workforce or working together with someone, or even with the soft skills. It affects everything.
Right. Even personal relationships.
There you go.
You know, I mean, I think if you don't build those skills, you know, think about, you know, your partners or your friends. I mean, those social relationships are just a part of everything. And you know, when you think about social emotional learning, I mean, if you think about what you learned that was the most powerful, whether it's, you know, some of the work you've done in terms of your pageants, or sort of just presentation skills, or the work you've done to get to your place, you probably learned most of those things by some kind of emotional and real experience.
Yes.
I mean, it was probably not by reading something. It was actually going through it and having that sort of deep connection to it. And so when I think of learning, I think all learning is social and emotional. I mean, you're having to connect with other people. You're having to have a personal connection to it. That's when it really sticks.
So let me ask you this. I want to ask you this because I'm fascinated. I am literally fascinated with older people that's like in their 70s and 80s, because I like to see, you know, what they've been through, because 9 times out of 10 I'm going to run across it, and I want to know how to get through it. But I'm also like so in love with people's why. What's your why?
So my why is kind of twofold. You know, I've heard that, you know, you're a military dad, so my dad came here from Puerto Rico. His dad was from Puerto Rico. His dad actually ended up going back to Puerto Rico, and he grew up poor, just with a mom. They ended up living with relatives in East New York. And when he went to finish high school at 17, he and his brother both enlisted. So my dad went to the Navy, his brother went to the Air Force. And long story short, but he was a good basketball player, and he traveled around the world. That was the first time, you know, he'd ever really left his neighborhood. And through the GI Bill, when he came back, he said, you know, I want to go to college. And he would be first generation college goer. Long story short, he got into MIT, you know, and he was an amazing mathematician, but he never would have had that opportunity. But that really changed the trajectory of my life, in the sense that all 4 of my siblings and myself went on to college. But the second part of the why for me is that I ended up working in New York in a Dominican neighborhood called Washington Heights.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked in a school that was considered a dropout factory. Less than half made it to senior year. And we had 90% of our kids going on to college in the program that I was involved in. And so for me, that was the first realization that it wasn't the kids that were messed up, but it was the system. And so, since that time, that was 30 years ago, I've been focused on trying to change the public education system.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's a good why.
That's a heck of a why.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
can someone get him a cape, please? Jeez.
But it's part of why I love Delaware. When I came here, and I think you guys are emblematic of this in the sense that it's easy to give back here.
Yes.
And I lived in DC before this, and actually in Bethesda, and I was on no boards. In Delaware, I'm on about 5, and I do like 3 other things on top of that. And you guys, I'm sure, are involved in a million things.
True.
And so I think that, to your viewership, that is the beauty of Delaware. The ability to be able to give back and have a meaningful impact.
Yeah.
You can't find that in most communities.
Yeah.
So that's why, this has been a really great fit for me.
Yeah.
I can tell that it is a very great fit for you. You're so passionate about the foundation, you're passionate about what you're doing, and that's what is going to set the standard for it continuing to thrive and be successful. So thank you for what you're doing. Now, share with our audience a website or any social media platforms that they can.
Is there a need that you need?
Yeah.
Because we got a need camera over here.
Yeah, sure. So there's a broad range of advocacy efforts on the early childhood side. You can go to rodeldE.org and you can see any number of ways to get involved. There's a program or an initiative called firstdayprek.com that is focused on that early childhood side.
Okay.
If you're interested in, as an employer, and getting involved, you can reach out to me through Delaware, that Delaware rodeldE.org site, and get involved, because we need tons of employers to be engaged in terms of this Pathways effort. So those are 2 big efforts.
I had a meeting with the CEB just to see what they're doing. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm so fascinated with the CEB because, again, in Delaware, you'll start to see, Vincenza, a lot of organizations that really give a damn. They really do. And it was just eye-opening to see that they're a resource center, not just for the students, but for the parents as well. Yes. I'm talking about food pantry. I'm talking about clothing. They have, I think they just partnered with Christiana Care and University of Delaware. That's in-house, and they're servicing. I want to say 2 schools that are in there, Coomba and Greater Oaks. So again, and then you have the Rodel Foundation that give a damn, that says, hey, this is what's going on, this is wrong, and we're going to do whatever we need to do to fix it. And that's the thing, because when you come from a neighborhood that I come from, and you come from parents that where I come, that I have, you will hear stories of inequities in schooling. You can't go here. You can not even that you just can't drink out that water fountain. We're just not going to teach you.
Right.
And here in Delaware, being so small, we can make a difference with the policy makers, and the hats off to the teachers and the educators that are out there. Where my camera at? Pay them more money. You know what I mean? Yeah. Pay them more money, because they fight every day.
Yes, they do.
And they come home. My mother was a teacher, taught at Stubbs for 27 years, and finished up at Bayard. And I asked my mother, why do you teach? You could have been out a long time ago. And my mom said, and this is totally a shout out to my mother, she said, I teach because growing up in West Virginia, it was 13 of us. My brother stuttered, and they thought he was dumb, and all it was a stutter. And they laughed at him. And she said, I made sure that other kids that were black or brown or white that didn't have, that they would get the education that they deserved. So I'm all for teachers, and thank you, Paul, for what you do.
Yeah, no,
all right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
No, I think just in terms of Delaware, if we can't figure this out in a state this size, less than 1 million people, who can figure it out? We can't expect Texas or California to figure this out. Right. We actually know each other in a way that is different, and I think we can actually make some huge strides.
Agreed. You can see the daggone governor at Wawa. You know what I mean?
Right.
At a basketball game. Speaking of basketball games, Blue Coats basketball tomorrow night. Paul, again, thank you so much
Thank
for coming.
you.
My pleasure.
Um,
My pleasure.
Feel free
Thanks
to
for what
stop
you do.
by anytime you got something that the community needs to know, because we're statewide with this. And we have a lot of people that's getting more information every day about what this lady and I are doing.
Yes.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you again,
Yeah.
Paul.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Great service. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're going to go to break real
We
quick,
are going to go to break real quick.
and then we're coming back with who?
Yes, we're coming back with not one, but two influential leaders in our community, two title holders that I'm looking forward to getting to know.
This
So
has
we'll
been
see you
Chinza's
soon.
wheelhouse. I'm like, look, we're ready to move the carpet, the floor, and everything. All right, we'll be right back. You're watching Good Morning Wilmington on DETV.
How would I describe DETV?
DETV is a group of us who are just doing what we love to do best, and that's bringing Delawareans the news that's been missing for far too long in TV news.
DETV to me is a bunch of hardworking professionals that come in and day out to provide the best content, the best programming that we can provide, because we care about this state and the viewers and the residents, our neighbors, our communities, our families, our friends. We want to just provide them with the best content possible, and we're so privileged to be able to do so. I would describe DETV as a powder keg. Energy undefined.
I hear. Okay. I hear him. Okay, Ive. I'm ready. 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome back, everyone. We have three incredible guests on the show with us today, and I'm very excited about our next three guests. Kaitlynn Stewart, 2022 World Miss Personality, and Adrianna Demby, our 2022 Universal Beauty, as well as Denita Boss, the director of TriPoint, Our Little Miss Pageant organization. Ladies, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Yes, I was very excited when I saw the notes that we were having not one, but two beauty queens on the show, but we're going to say 3 beauty queens, Denita, right? So Kaitlynn, I'll start with you. You are the 2022 World Miss Personality title holder. So why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about your title?
So I competed in January in Houston, Texas, and I competed against my sister, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, we, so there was 5-6 people in our age division, and I was honestly surprised when I heard that I was announced as the World Miss Personality.
Wow. Was this something that you've been trying for a while, or was this your first pageant?
I've been doing pageants since 2008.
Oh, okay. So you're no stranger to the stage. No stranger to the stage.
Absolutely not.
So Adrianna, I'm going to jump to Adrianna. Adrianna, you're the 2022 Universal Beauty. So why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about your title?
Well, we competed in...
Was it recent? Was it recent, or was it a little while ago you competed?
It was in November.
In November, okay.
It was a good experience. It was my first time doing this pageant, so I had fun meeting new people and stuff, and just enjoying the moment.
And that's what's most important. You enjoy the moment. Now, this was your first time competing, but have you competed in pageants before?
Yes.
Okay, so how many years have you been competing in pageants?
I started competing when I was 12 years old. I'm currently 15, turning 16.
Again, no stranger to the stage. I love that. I started competing in pageants at the age of 15. I entered the Miss Delaware Teen USA pageant. First pageant, I had no idea what I was doing. But I said, oh, I'll try something new. I was a tomboy. I love sports. I love dancing, but I never tried a pageant before. So it was something new and different. And then when I tried it, I didn't even win. But I made the top 5, and I was on cloud 9. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. I loved it. I made new friends, and I just loved the whole experience. And the rest was history after that, because you fast forward to 9 years later, over 30 pageants, I finally won the title of Miss Delaware USA in 2008. And that was truly a dream come true for me, because you set a goal and you work hard for it. And I'm sure the both of you had a goal and you worked hard for it. And look, and Denita, I'm sure you're so proud of both of them.
Absolutely.
So Denita, why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about the organization?
Yes, so Our Little Miss Universal Pageant Systems is the organization.
Okay.
And I am the TriPoint director,
okay,
which I host pageants in Delaware, Maryland, and Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And we're one of the few organizations that have no age limit. We have 8 age divisions.
Okay.
And fun fact, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary this year.
Wow, congratulations.
Yes, so our world official pageant will be in July.
Okay.
And it's going to be in Washington, D.C. So right in our backyard. Right. I'm very excited about that. But before you get to Washington, our regional pageant is May 15th, and that's in Newark, Delaware.
Okay, and have you set the location already?
Yes,
okay,
it is at the Courtyard Marriott.
Okay, I love
down
that.
in Newark.
I love that location.
Yes,
I love all my friends at the Courtyard Marriott in Newark on University of Delaware campus. They were one of big supporters of the Miss Delaware USA, Miss Delaware Teen USA organization. For those of you who don't know, I'm the executive director. So I have a big connection now to pageantry forever, I hope.
Yes.
But excellent location. They support what pageantry stands for. And I think that's really, really important when you make these partnerships.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love the Courtyard Marriott. So I'm looking forward to it. Contestants are rolling in.
Good,
so,
that's important.
Yes, so I'm looking forward to it. Our Little Miss is an organization they're all about community service, family. It's a great pageant for beginners, as well as, returning contestants.
What is the starting age that you
Infant.
set? Oh, okay.
Infant to infinity.
I love that.
I
love that.
I say infinity, but I consider the classic Miss division. I did have someone 66 compete in one of the preliminaries, because we are a 3-tier system. So we start out with preliminaries and then move on to the regional and then on to worlds.
Okay.
So I just finished my prelims the end of March, and I'm pushing forward to the May pageant, because I just want to take everybody to DC. It's in my backyard. Very seldom do you hear about a world pageant being on the East Coast.
Right,
so,
and so close to home. It really
I
is
don't
that.
have
It really
to buy
is
a plane
close.
ticket. So
Quick drive
I'm
to
so
DC.
excited. So if I forget something, I can send my husband to go and pick it up.
Well, the support system.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about what is a natural pageant.
So natural pageant means no makeup on girls under 13.
Okay.
Well, under 10. 10 to 12 will allow light makeup, and it's more for lighting effects, but really no long dresses. And I don't have anything against glitz pageants. I just wanted to find a system where little girls looked like little girls and acted like little girls.
Right.
And that's what I found. It's very family oriented. When we went to Houston, that was my first world pageant with our little miss, and it was like coming home. It just felt like home.
See, did you compete in pageants growing
up?
I
competed in pageants when I was in high school, but this was the segregated South. So it was totally different.
It was different.
I have a daughter. I put her in a pageant, and she said when she walked off stage, "Don't ever ask me to do this again." But I was looking for something to do when I became an empty nester. And I had always done a lot of community service. So I knew there was a need to promote self-esteem in young girls. And that was big for me. So when I started looking for a system, I kind of went to visit some pageants, knew what I wanted, what I didn't like, what I did like. And 15 years later, my hobby is now a passion.
Yes, and that's beautiful because we need more individuals like you, Denita, that are leading the pageant organization the right way. That are, you're also a role model to these young ladies.
Thank you.
And they look up to you and follow your lead and your direction. That's why you're the director. So, the fact that you found an organization that you can relate to and that you're passionate about, and now that it's not even work anymore, right? We call it a labor of love.
Absolutely. And I have to share a story because Kaitlynn is here. I always tell the story. We do a lot of community service, and my favorite is Wreaths Across America. We take the girls to Arlington Cemetery, and that's where we lay the wreaths on the soldiers' graves. Well, part of that is each girl has to introduce herself to one service member in each branch of the military. And when Kaitlynn went the first time, her mom was holding her hand. I said, "Oh, no. She's 8. She can do this." Mom is standing behind me biting her nails. Kaitlynn kind of dropped her head the first time, and we could barely hear her name and "Thank you for your service." Last year when we went, she's the first one up the steps. Let's go. I see somebody. I gotta go meet somebody. The confidence is just, it's amazing to have watched this little girl,
the growth,
who just wouldn't even hold her head up, to now at this point, come on, and now she's telling the other ones, the younger ones, come on, let me show you, come with me. So it's great seeing that.
And that's the benefits of competing in pageants. I again, someone who's an advocate for pageantry and understands what it does stand for and the benefits of it. Not only are we making friends and networking, but there are opportunities. You never know who you will meet, what door will open, but the personal growth, the lifelong skills that are developed that you can apply in your everyday career. The confidence, the way that you develop the confidence that you were able to walk up to total strangers and greet them. Those are skills you can take with you anywhere you go. And that's the beauty of competing in pageants that I always stress, I'm sure you always stress. And now as title holders, you have the opportunity to share your personal experiences with others, so then they will want to compete and have that opportunity as well. So Adrianna, tell us your favorite part about competing. Excuse me, Adrianna.
Sorry. My favorite part about competing has to be meeting people from different states. I've met people from Texas, I've met people from Washington, I've met people from all over. And getting to meet new people and have so much in common with them would be the best part about pageants.
See, that's right there, the people that you get to meet. You have a friend almost in every state now. I always brag about that when I had the opportunity to compete at Miss USA. I have a friend in every state, and I still stay in touch with them to this day. So it's something that you can always brag about, but it's something that you keep close to you. Now, Kaitlynn, Kaitlynn, tell me your favorite part about competing in pageants.
So like I said, I compete with my sisters, so that's one of my favorite parts. Also, like Adrianna said, meeting new people and then being able to contact them through social media and catch up and fly different places to hang out with them.
See, that the fact that you involve your sister is even better. Now, I have a little sister who also did pageants. We don't compete anymore now. Now, she's the producer of my pageant, so we're involved in other ways. We still like to be a part and help others on their journey as they compete in their own pageant journey. But when my sister was competing, it was really neat to help her. And I'm sure you help your sister when she competes and she helps you. So it's nice to have that support system.
Yep, it is.
Yes. Now, are you from, anyone from Delaware?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we are from Delaware. Going to school right now, or are we?
I am in school for phlebotomy, and I graduate in 2 weeks.
Oh, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
I'm sure you're excited about
yes,
this.
extremely.
Adrianna, are you in school right now?
Yes, I'm actually a sophomore at Early College High School at Delaware State University.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So we're very busy.
Yes.
I know that we always, I always say as a title holder, we are the queens of multitasking. We can be influential leaders in our community, make a difference, but also go to school, go to work. I mean, that right there, just to be able to juggle all of that, that's, what we do. It's more than just the crown on our heads. It's beyond the crown, right?
Right.
So ladies, why don't you share with our viewers some maybe words of encouragement, or maybe let's take it one step further. We'll start with you, Kaitlynn. Why don't you share with our viewers, you want to convince someone that maybe is not sure of competing in pageants.
Okay.
What advice would you give them?
So I've been competing since 2008, and this when I came home in January, this was my first world title. So never give up and keep pushing towards your goal.
Excellent. That's right. Perseverance.
Yes.
Never give up. We say that all the time.
Absolutely.
Right? All right. So Adrianna, same question. What words of advice would you give viewers watching, or someone that's maybe not sure of competing in pageants?
If you need a confidence boost, I would advise you to do pageants, because pageants help you bring out your inner personality and who you really are, and people that you meet will also encourage you and become good friends with you. So you really just be yourself and embrace who you are.
That's right. Be yourself. Very, very important. You said that perfectly too. Stay true to who you are. And that's something that I always stress to not just a title holder, but a contestant that's striving to be a title holder and wants to take that chance and step out of their comfort zone. From the moment you step on that stage, you always stay true to who you are. Authenticity is key. Absolutely. Right? Authenticity is key. And with social media and everything that's going on around us, sometimes we even forget. But it's important to remind anyone that's interested in competing or continuing to compete, always stay true to who you are. So, Denita, would you like to share with our viewers ways that they could be a part of the organization? Is there a need?
Absolutely. There is.
I'm sure there is. I can start talking for you, but because I know there's definitely a need.
There is a need. And if you have a daughter, granddaughter, niece that is looking for, I call it a unique experience. You will, I cannot guarantee you who will win, but I guarantee that you will have a fantastic time, and you will make some wonderful memories, and you will come back. Those things I guarantee. As I said, we have 8 age divisions, so it's from infant to infinity. I even have a mother and daughter that is competing, so we have that a lot. May 15th is the pageant. Registration is actually open now. Okay. You can register on our website. Should I give you the website?
Yes, give the website, all the information.
Okay, website is www.TriPointOLM.com. Okay. As I said, it's a great system for beginners. Okay. So we do a lot of hand holding. We have mentors. I call them my mommy mentors. We pair them. She's like, we pair them if it's a first time pageant mom that's nervous. I've got somebody for you. If it's someone that just wants to try it, I encourage it. I encourage it.
Yes, I I'm a firm believer in that. Try it once.
Right.
And if it's not for you, you could say that you competed in a pageant before, but then you may try it once and fall in love with the opportunity that it offers. And that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, ladies, it is a true honor to have you on the Good Morning Wilmington show. I was really looking forward to this interview, can you tell? And I wish you both so much luck on the next chapter in your life as you continue your reign as as these incredible title holders, but also as you continue your journey in school and work. And keep inspiring and keep doing those amazing things that you're doing in your community. And thank you, Denita, for what you're doing as a leader to the organization. And I wish you so much luck at the pageant. Maybe I'll get to watch. It's right in my backyard, so maybe I'll be there.
That would be great.
Yes. All right, folks, thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll see you back soon.
Hello, DETV family. This is Dr.
Thank you.
At Christiana Care. I'm reaching out to you because we know that the COVID-19 pandemic is still very much with us, with cases on the rise. Please continue to do what we know works. Wash your hands frequently, social distance, and wear a mask. Let's do what we need to do to move past this pandemic.
Let DART do the driving. DART First State provides transportation that is clean, safe, reliable, and affordable. Plan your trip and get real-time bus information with the free DART Transit app. Scan your phone to pay your fare with the free DART Pass app. So what are you waiting for? Try transit today. Visit dartfirststate.com or call 1-800-652-DART.
Hi, my name is Angela, and I am currently living with a record. Having a second chance at life is amazing to me. You know, I don't have to allow my past to dictate who I'm going to be today, and to me, that's beautiful.
Now that clean slate legislation has passed in Delaware, we must ensure that the bills are effectively implemented so qualified people will get the second chance they deserve. To learn more, visit cleanslatede.org.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yes, another great show.
Another great show. Amazing people, Vincenza, that we've been able to see, to interview, to bring to you at home. What was your best interview today? Never mind.
It's hard to pick. So quite honestly, it is hard to select one of your favorite interviews on the show because we have the opportunity to meet so many incredible people. However, I did have an opportunity to interview some beauty queens, and me, hits home.
Yes.
So I was really excited to interview Adrianna Demby, 2022 Universal Beauty, and Kaitlynn Stewart, the 2022 World Miss Personality, along with their director, Denita Boss, which is the director of the TriPoint Our Little Miss Pageant.
Yes.
So I enjoyed
that
interview.
You lit up over there, girl.
Thank you. I thought it was so fitting that I wore my power color for that interview, because usually I always wear yellow when I need a boost of confidence. And when I was competing, I always wore yellow.
Get out of here.
So yellow is it's important to me. So.
There you go.
What's your power color?
My power, I like dark colors. Black. Black is my power color, you know. Big black guy in all black, hopping out of a black car. Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
Confidence.
Confidence. There you go. But I enjoyed all the guests.
Yes.
You know, from Paul Herdman from
Yes.
the Rodel Foundation.
Paul is wonderful.
Oh my gosh, to the lovely ladies.
Yes.
It was excellent. I salute to our teachers that are out there,
Mhm.
first responders, teachers, educators. You know, when you're here in Delaware, you see
Mhm.
how much people really care.
Yes.
So again, shout out to y'all. I had a great time. Vincenza, can we do this next week?
Yes, of course. I love being on Good Morning Wilmington, but it only is with you.
Right.
By my
girl,
side.
My girl. So make sure you tune in tonight to watch DETV.
Mhm.
You can actually go on DETV's website, Twitter, not website, Twitter, Facebook page here on the Facebook page.
Mhm.
Black Maternal Health, we're hosting a panel discussion to talk about Black women and, and maternity, because we're finding out that there are a lot of problems when it comes to women of color giving birth. And, racism still is alive and kicking. But make sure you check it out tonight at 7 o'clock. Live panel discussion is going to be amazing.
Yes.
And what else you
yes.
got?
We'll talk about the Delaware Blue Coats.
Oh, jeez.
That's
Delaware
a-
Blue Coats,
yeah,
baby. Game
hopefully-
tonight, too.
Yeah, hopefully.
Is it tomorrow night? Game
yeah,
tomorrow
hopefully,
night.
Hopefully they bring it home.
They need to bring it home. Can you imagine a pro team having a parade on Market Street? Can you?
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Oh, let's do it.
I
I'm
can see
planning
the
right now.
entire town
And
out for that one.
we are going to make sure that you see it at home. Delaware Blue Coats. Make
Yes.
sure you go to their website. They're in the championship. I can't wait.
We have to thank our sponsors.
Let's thank our sponsors. Out and About
Yes.
Magazine.
Let's just look. Let's admire the cover. I'm sorry. I will brag about you myself. Okay, because you're not allowed to brag. I'll brag for you.
Right.
Man on a mission, and he truly is a man on a mission. But he has a dynamic team beside him.
Yes.
And we always say teamwork makes the dream
Makes the
work.
dream
so
work.
thank you, Out and About Magazine, for featuring our Ivan and giving them him a platform to share with the world what he's doing and what he's going to continue to do. So
That's
this
right.
is only the beginning, right, Ivan?
Just the beginning. Golly, just the beginning.
Yes.
Other sponsors, Wi-Fi and CEB, the
Yes.
Community Education Building. Did I miss one?
No, that's it.
All right.
Yeah, 3.
There
But
you
if you're
have it.
interested in being a sponsor,
Hit us up.
that's right.
Hit us up because
Ivan up.
thousands of people and thousands of homes will see you in front of people. All right, Vincenza, let's get out of here. We had a
Yes.
great show. We'll see you on Monday
Yes.
live at 10 o'clock.